Are we live? It says going live. Whew. Man, we are on. Hey guys. How's it going? Hope you're all good. We're on board. Happy days. Can I just have some confirmation on the side, please? Maybe. Just to check that this is on. I think it is on. I can see all your comments, so that's good. Charles is doing lots of smiley faces. Smiley faces are good. Welcome to another sunny day in the southwest of England. I'm up. Great. This is good. That's it. I talk to myself a lot, but it's somewhat uncomfortable when there's potentially people watching you. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you're all good. Hopefully you've had a good week. Another Wednesday. Can't believe this is session 7. Like, that is kind of crazy. I feel like I need sunglasses on today. My eyes are really sensitive. Not gonna lie, there've been a lot of tears today. Just an emotional day, hence the puffiness. Just sort of tidied myself up. Somewhat grateful for the extra 10 minutes. But here we are once again, gathering as a tribe, as a community. These sessions are really special to me. I love. Thanks for the weather forecast. I love hanging out with you guys. It does, like, in all truth, I do usually feel pretty flaked out afterwards, but that's because I just sit here and talk for an hour. But it's so good seeing your conversations on the side. They make me very happy. I like seeing where you guys are all from. Cumbria, Inverness, Devon. Yep, good. Love it. So here we are. I'll just ramble on for a couple more minutes and then get some more kind of structure. Like I have a structure. That's a good question. Man, we're right on board. But yeah, I just want to give people time to jump on because they might have been like, why is this not working? And now it's working. But yeah, as always, it's super, super, super important for me to say thank you to all the beautiful Patreons who are supporting Spend More Time in the Wild. You guys are amazing. I just love it because, it's so cool to find things that inspire us. I have my things, you guys have your things, and it's really nice hearing from you guys. Oh, someone's in Somerset. Hi. Just across the road. Somerset's quite a big county. But sunshine. Yeah, it's really nice just to have the opportunity to get involved with giving back and sort of saying thank you. And like, it's so nice hearing from all of you guys who sort of have let me know over the last few weeks since lockdown about how Wild has been helping. Or just the videos have sort of offered you some kind of escape. So I'm really grateful for that. And I just wanted to put it out there. Sorry, I haven't replied to some of you guys yet. I've been getting so many messages and like, I really do genuinely, I am so grateful for it. But I always like my thing with anybody, even the closest people in my life, is to always reply when I feel like I, sorry, I'm just, when I can, give it my best attention because I want to give people my attention. That's important for me. Good. There's loads of people from Somerset. This is fun. Yeovil. I mean, that's not very far away at all. I could cycle to see you. That'll be fun. So anyway, it's cool. We got more people logging on now, which is great. I can't promise I'm not going to cry during this session because it's just all happening today. But anyway, so yes, thank you to the Patreon people. Thank you to everybody who's logging your miles with 1,000,000 miles for mines. It's still a mouthful to say. We were trying to be like 1,000,000 miles for mines in May. So MMFMIM. It's a bit of a mouthful. But yeah, it's super cool. So we're running that now throughout May. Just obviously trying to log as many miles as we possibly can. And probably in reality, just going to keep it going until we hit 1,000,000 miles. And even if that takes to the end of the year, it's just so great to be doing that. And I love just hopping on each day. Oh, I need to log my miles today. Just seeing what you guys are logging your miles and your bike miles, there you go, and your walking miles and stuff. So I'm loving that. So thank you for continuing your support with 1,000,000 miles as well. Some of you guys might have seen today I put up the first post about the Rob Roy Way. So that's going to be coming out on Monday. I'm not going to lie, haven't finished it yet, but I'm trying to just get my head down. I've not done anything today. I meant to do more today, but never mind. But I'll get I'm gonna get it done for Monday. I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'm also really interested because I'm trying to be honest about this film, and I've been talking to a few people about it recently, and just got off the phone to somebody about it. And last year, okay, I'm gonna just temporarily use this as a little bit of therapy, because why not? So last year, I did quite a few trails. I started with the Gritstone Trail, which went wrong, and then I went back on in May, and finished that in May, which was great. It was just two days, but that was a good trail. And then, what did I do after that? Oh, things like the Liberty Trail and stuff. Am I near Ham Hill? Ham Hill's fun. Let's take the dogs out there. So does that answer your question? So anyway, then what did I do? I did the Cleveland Way, the Tour de Mont Blanc, the Bear Way, and the what am I editing now? The Rob Roy Way. And I did quite a lot of day walks. I did my usual trip to the Lake District and stuff. And if I'm honest, I found actually just being out and about really hard last year. And the Rob Roy Way in particular, which was my last long distance trail last year, was really hard. And I pulled it to a close. I didn't actually do the extended route, which I intended on doing, because my mental health was just like bleh. And also just I really make the excuse a lot in the film that like my knee was really bad, and it was really bad. I completely taped it up, strapped it up, and I really couldn't put weight on it at all. But also at the same time, my mental health was really fragile, and I just basically didn't want to be out on the trail. And it's just really weird for me, because this year now I'm like, oh, I really want to be on the trail, but at the same time, I'm kind of enjoying not, because I love the lifestyle on the trail. Going from A to B to C, to meeting people, to seeing the landscapes, to carrying everything you own on your back. But at the same time, it is very wearing. It is a lot of hard work. And of course, for me, it's not a holiday. It's filming is the priority from dawn to dusk. All my mind is on is like, need to get this shot, need to write this down, need to do this, need to walk that, need to whatever. So it's been kind of refreshing for me just to have this space to look at what the trail really means for me, because I started hiking long distance trails on my own in 2016. So it's been 3 years, obviously, plus this year. And I feel like I wouldn't necessarily go as far, even though I've used this phrase, as saying like I've fallen out of love with it, but I feel like I want to re-fall in love with backpacking again. And this year it's kind of a shame, because I had lots of things planned that were hopefully going to really help me to sort of find myself, as it were. And obviously every day I'm on the trail is like a journey, and I learn something, or every time I'm on a trail. But yeah, it's just been really interesting, because I just have such a block for things sometimes to like get myself out. So like I'll often obviously post lockdown or pre-lockdown, even like I'll drive out to Dartmoor or to Exmoor, or even just to Ham Hill, and like just sit there and be like, I just have nothing, like nothing to get me out. And yeah, it's like, why is that? What is that block? And I was reflecting on, because I just finally had the courage to edit Chalky's film. Chalky, my friend who passed away last year. So I went to Bivvy in the Bluebell Woods in memory of him, and I talked about the thing when we're stuck is we often find, or when we find ourselves stuck, it's often not because we're afraid of the thing, it's because we're afraid of the emotional response, or what emotional response it might place us into. And I was thinking about the Tour de Mont Blanc, for example. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I am. Like that trail was the best trail I've ever done. I mean, that and the coast to coast, so special to me. But actually getting myself to the trail was exceptionally hard. And it was even actually right up until getting to the airport, I was like ready to pull out of it. But then as soon as I was on the plane, it was like, boom, okay, now I know what I'm doing. I can do this. And it was super cool, because there wasn't even a plan. I'm not good at logistics. So that worked really well for me. But anyway, I guess I'm just saying this because I'm really trying to think about like, what is this year going to look like? Because none of us really know what this year is looking like. None of us know when we can next get on the trail. And I don't know about you, but I'm freaking dreaming every second of every day, like about the trails that I want to be on, the trails that I've done. And it's funny, because the times where it's been so hard on the trail, like emotionally or physically, even that, like I just feel so like nostalgic for, even though it's exceptionally uncomfortable and depressing. But it's just, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool in a way to not be able to just go off and do the things that we want to do, because it just changes the perspective somewhat. And yeah, and I'm just really trying to pay attention to that emotional response. Penny wants her dinner. She's scratching her bowl. Yeah, and just then hopefully once it can hit the trail, it will just have a whole new lease of life and a whole new depth of excitement and value and what you can get out of it. So yeah, I guess just that's kind of some of the weird thoughts I've been having recently. Anyway, you guys are asking questions, which is fun. So I'm going to do that because I can probably answer them somewhat better than I can just babble on about life. Let's have a look. I'm just going to scroll up. Are you a jam on top or underneath? When I make a scone, right? Some people put butter on it. I don't do that. If I have scone, it's usually jam and then cream. Some of you guys are going to be up in the air about that. Do you know what was really weird? The last time, I think last year, we went out for Mother's Day, and Mum's things are scones, right? And we were all like, dude, have you just like had an accident that we don't know about? Because our whole life, oh, the internet's dropped out. All right, let's just check this is working. Hey, we're back. Sorry about the unstable internet. My brother just came down saying it's pretty unstable as well. So apologies if I keep dropping in and out. All right, let's have a look here. So any questions you got, pop them on the side and I will do my best to answer them. If not, I'll continue with my little ramble. When are you doing the Camino? I'd actually quite like to do the Camino. It's a big deal because I think we talked about, staying in the refuge hut things would be a very different experience, but I'm so open to that right now. I'm so open to anything. I'm really trying to broaden my skill set. And skill set might be the wrong term, but I'm trying to just put myself in situations that I find quite difficult on the trail and stuff because I really want to. I'm not good at peopling, and I find peopling very, very tiring and hard work. I love people to bits, but I think if I could do more of that, then maybe that would help me. So the Camino sounds like a good opportunity to work on that. Landon to John. Yep, I thought about it. It's funny when you guys have you thought about doing stuff. It's like I'm always thinking about doing stuff. If it's there to be done, I will be thinking about it. But Lands End to John Great is something that is being thought about somewhat more than some other things. Let's have a look. Emotions are good. Yeah, emotions are good. Thank you for loving my bivvy thing. That's great. Have you ever done a trail without filming? Oh man, there's a question. No. Is that bad? It feels somewhat bad sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret that you probably have already worked out. I told you today's an emotional day. I'm just gonna carry on emotionally. So filming. Do I just say it blank out? I may as well. YouTube and filming has basically kept me alive. Spend more time in the wild keeps me alive every single day, without fail. I mean, that's the simple and honest truth. It came out of, as I've talked about, very difficult situations of essentially just not being able to just stick in a job because of my mental health holding me back so much. But what I could do was I could walk and I could make films. And so I've managed to build this whole community thing, whatever it is, project. Well, I know what it is. Don't play it down, Abbie. Come on, value your stuff. But the trouble is, I still really struggle doing things if I'm not filming it, is because it's basically, there's multiple sides to it. Dissociation is something like being disconnected from myself means I don't remember things very well. And therefore having the films is such a treat because it means I can sort of relive that experience through the film. And I really love that. So that's one reason why I sort of film as much as I can. The second is it's just me. Like I like being able to share things with you guys. But yeah, I'm still working on the balance between filming stuff and not filming stuff. So, but I have done things where I haven't filmed it and I have regretted it. So like day walks and stuff where I've just not taken my camera and I've regretted it pretty much as soon as I've got there. So I don't know why that is, but it just is. And I'm trying not to like judge myself for it. I have a lot of films that I haven't edited. So often I'll film stuff and just be like, that doesn't need to go out for a bit. So, yeah, hence why I'm able to use this time to publish some films that I haven't done for a while. Okay. Is there a place you love so much you would like your ashes to be scattered there? Oh man. Okay, I have made that comment quite a few times, but it's never made the final cut of a film. Haystacks is, I mean, I don't know how I feel about sharing haystacks with Wainwright, but I like haystacks. I like the Lake District. I joked about with my dad that he should walk the West Highland Way and just sort of have a hole in the bottom of his rucksack and just let me like fall out along the West Highland Way. But now I've decided there's too many people on the West Highland Way, so don't do that. I was joked about having a Viking burial. I think that'd be quite fun. But then I'm scared of water, so I don't know how I feel about being like left in a boat that's on fire on the water. I mean, I'll be dead, right? But you know, never know. So not particularly. I mean, the Lake District is a very special place for me. So just let me blow away in the wind in the Lake District. So this is quite a. Perhaps you shouldn't be talking about this today. All right. Let's see. Maybe a bit of a difficult question to answer, but when you're looking for a new piece of kit, how do you do the research into sustainability of a product? In the US, it's quite difficult to do it. That's a really good question. Don't be afraid to reach out to the company. At the same time, if a company has sustainable values, then it will definitely be on their website. Companies like Patagonia, there's the blue, what is it, blue? Sorry if you can hear Penny scratching her bowl. Penny, you can have your din-dins in a minute. I'm hungry. Come on, Mom. Yeah, I think it's the blue. No, Blue Cross is a dog thing. The blue tag, something like that, is something to do with waterproofing. But yeah, have a look on the company's websites and don't be afraid to get in touch with them. Basically, things like Patagonia, Paramo, of course, they have their sustainable values as well. So definitely worth checking them out. But yeah, that's all I've got on that, unfortunately. Are Trailblazers books the best to walk with? I really like Trailblazer books and the Cicerone. I work with Trailblazer. Well, I've used their books for a long time. We haven't really got anything going on at the moment, but what I like about the Trailblazer books is they have the I can't put my words in a sentence today. They have the itinerary and various itineraries you can use, where the shops are, all the campsites on the maps. The only thing I would always say, if you're going to use a Trailblazer guidebook, the maps are good, but blue sign, thank you. But the come on, sentence, you can do it. The maps are best accompanied with an OS map. So, for example, the Coast to Coast, the Trailblazer guide was really good, but I found myself disorientated on a couple of occasions, and therefore referenced the A to Z OS maps. So they really helped with that. Oh, sorry. What's the best tarp setup, anybody? I used a stealthy tarp thing. Official term, that is. Stealth tarp. So basically, it's like obviously a lower level tarp. But there's loads of different tarp setups you can use. So just actually having a quick YouTube of that. Who's the guy? TA Outdoors? I mean, he's got like freaking millions of subscribers. So I'll promote him any day. He's got a really cool little tarp video. I haven't watched it in years, but it's got all the different tarp setups, real quick ways to do them, and it's quite a good video. So definitely have a look at that. Right, come on, I'm on it now. We're waking up, you know. Let's get some music going. Let's get some energy. It didn't work. Oh yeah, I thought someone might ask that. While watching one of your shows, you'd mentioned possibly putting something together for exercises we could do to best train for mountain hiking. Any plans for that still? Love ya. Love you too. Yes, that's on my list. I haven't done it for a few reasons, but I will get on the case. I intend on getting on the case. Every week I'm like, this is the week, and then it doesn't happen. So I apologize about that. I am definitely a person who likes to do what I say. So I will do that at some point. And now is a very good time to be doing that. So maybe next week I'll get on it. Thank you for chasing me. Accountability is important. Are you scared of water because you can't swim? I can swim. I remember swimming lessons. I remember being held under the water for as long as I could before I passed out. Fun times being a kid, being bullied as a kid. But yeah, I can swim. Swimming's fine. No, why am I scared of water? I'm scared of water probably irrationally. But we did whitewater rafting when I was about 15, and I fell out, and it was in the Cardiff place. It wasn't even in a flopping proper river. I don't know where I'm going with these words, but yeah, I just remember like just nearly passing out and floating to the bottom, and it really dented me. But then after that, I learned to scuba dive, and I remember again having panic attacks at the top of the water, even though I got my open water paddy thing, which was cool. But yeah, I just basically anything above my waist, I just find myself hyperventilating, and it's just not a very nice experience. But don't worry, I'm working on that, and you guys get to see the film, so stay tuned for some videos of me hyperventilating. Do you like to soak your feet in the tarns after a good stint hiking up? I have done that before, yeah. Tarns are great. Tarns. it depends. I'm often quite lazy because I don't want to take my boots off. But yeah, I do that on occasion. I definitely don't stop anywhere near as much as I want to. And again, looking at the Rob Roy Way, like I did 24 miles and 18 miles, and they're just kind of longish days, obviously with like, nearly 20 kilograms on my back. And I never stopped once. Like, okay, the first day I stopped for a brew, but like I really push in the miles and like do long days. And I think actually it would really help me just to slow down a little, well, just to stop more when I find a nice place just to stop. Because particularly in the summer, you've got such long daylight hours. What difference does it make if you stop for a bit? So, as I say, I'm learning a lot. Sorry, that was a bit weird. Would you consider writing a book? If so, what type? I have a few ideas for books, actually. I really thought seriously about the Tour de Mont Blanc, actually writing proper book for the Tour de Mont Blanc, not book, but do you know what I mean? Like a long blog, ebook, I don't know. Just telling the story because it was just such a game-changing experience, and I think it'd be really cool to bring in how the Tour de Mont Blanc pulled together so many different strings in my life. I'd love to do a book about, like, I don't know, almost like a backpacking handbook or something, or Tales from the Trail, or I don't know. I've got a few ideas anyway, but yeah, my goal is when I reach 500 Patreons, I think it was, or was it 250? Then that's when I'm going to more 100% seriously consider. Well, I'll start to write a book of some type. So yeah, jump on board for as little as $3 a month. There you go. That's my little spiel. Do you feel like the camera is an invisible friend / God you chat to, even if it's not on? Yeah, I do talk to the camera, even if it's not. I mean, I talk to myself anyway, but I do like having the camera there. There's definitely a comfort for me in having the camera there. This feels a bit like therapy today. Sometimes I don't like the camera being there, but is that strong? I don't know. We have a working relationship. No, I do like having the camera there, and I love being able to capture things, the highs and the lows, and being able to sort of live back those experiences. And I mean, as I said before, such a small percentage of the footage makes the final cut. But then I have all the footage left. And most people say I film too much, but like with the dissociation we talked about, like it's really important for me to film as much as I possibly can, because then I get to remember it and experience it. So I realized though I want to start taking more photos. There's the Patreon group, Facebook group we've got going on for Patreons has totally inspired me to start taking more photos. So I can't wait for when I'm on the trail next. I'm going to start snapping away and just have more things, because like I take stills from the videos, but they're never very high quality. And like I really do like having photos to look back on and to share with you guys. So ask for photos, you'll get photos. If you could time travel, where would you go? That's a good question. If there was an era of time I could go back to, I'd like to do the whole Viking thing. Probably not the plundering and the slaughtering. Don't think I'd be very good at that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Can I just have all your gold? Oh, I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. Can I just go to Narnia? Like, does that count? Because like Narnia would be fun. I could do Narnia. Oh yeah, Star Constellations you learn. Oh shucks, come on, CJ. I have not managed to learn any Star Constellations because I have not been outside in the night. I have actually had a couple of good nights sleep. So you win some, you lose some. I could just make one up. I learnt about one star constellation that was called the Ivy Tree. Yeah, and it's like a line of stars that sort of form a ivy tree. You can only see it on a full moon night. Yeah, it's a good star, that one. A good collection of stars. What did you think of the Bear Peninsula? Would you recommend it? I would recommend it, yeah. It's quite remote. Wrong word. It's quite out there. It's very, very boggy. Although apparently that was exceptional conditions. I'm not 100% sure, but there we go. I would really recommend it. The people in Ireland that I met were just so cool. I absolutely loved it, actually. Well, actually, no. I really loved it in hindsight. I found it quite hard at the time. But it's a nice trail. It's just having the mountains and the sea, and then being able to go across to Bear Island and Jersey Island. The only cable car across this, one of the only cable cars across the ocean in the world, and seeing the dolphins and the whales there, and so much about it is cool. It's really varied, and I like that. So I would really recommend the Barroway, actually. I'm sorry, I'm falling apart here. Have you seen the film Touching the Void? And do you think in that situation you could cut the rope like Simon did? I don't. Isn't that a book? I think I've read that book, but I haven't seen the film. At first, I thought you were talking about that 127 hours. Would I cut my arm off if I was stuck between a boulder in the Grand Canyon, alone, dying of dehydration? Ugh, that film is just like it's disturbing. I don't know. Would I do it? I'm a very visual person, so right now I'm going places. Let's just move on from that question. Unless somebody asks me that question directly, then I have to answer it. I want to see you surf. Yeah, me too. Don't worry, Patrick. Oh, Earth and Vision. Yeah, I did 2016. Oh, I was a wee lass then. Yeah, that was fun. Earth and Vision, the open university learning thing. I started a degree in geography and environmental science, and currently it is on pause. So, yeah. What's the longest distance you've walked in a day? I get asked that quite a lot. It was 35 miles. Oh, I almost added on 2 miles then. Gets longer every time. No, it doesn't. Do my hands and feet swell after a long hike? Yes, they do. They do. My hands swell when I'm hot as well. That's not uncommon at all, and that's why it's really strongly recommended you get boots that are slightly too big, or like half a size at least bigger than normal. In fact, most people's feet and feet especially undulate in their swellingness every day, regardless of if you're hiking. So what do I do? I don't really. Oh, holding things. So usually I've got my camera in one hand and either a pole in the other or a stick, because I love a good stick. In fact, this morning I was doing my morning walk and I had my special coast to coast stick from 2018, and I'm like, we're still together, committed. So I like that stick. It's a good stick. But yeah, I basically holding things can be helpful with your hands. Just making sure you're getting your electrolytes in throughout the day. Whether you're taking the sort of high five tablet things, or whether you're using the electrolyte drops that I showed in the coast to coast video. And feet, just basically, yeah, just looking after your feet as much as you can. Swelling up feet it's not a bad thing. But yeah, that's that. Ring of Kerry, that was on the list for this year. That was supposed to be July. That's not happening right now. Obviously, it's not July, but yeah, unfortunately, that's not happening right now. Who do you prefer, Ray Mears or Bear Grylls, and why? Ooh, mate. Well, I've never met either of them, so I can only assume, and one should never assume. But Bear Grylls. I know a lot of people who've worked with Ray Mears and found him somewhat of an animalistic character, in a sense that he is just not so great at peopling. A bit like me, really. But apparently he can be quite rude. And of course, that's not my opinion. And I have no idea if that's true or not. I think he's hugely knowledgeable. I really like a lot of his series, especially because he's really interested in Native American culture, and that's something I'm super interested in as well. Sort of, the States, Canada, Alaska, and the traditional ways of living up there. And I really like that. I'm really interested in that, which is super cool. So we've got common interests. Bear Grylls, I think I talked about last week, I'm interested in because more for the faith-based stuff and how that really looks like with him playing out with his job. I'd love to ask him about the stuff he did when he was younger, and does he regret, strong word, but question any of that, because he's very much more, I don't know, givey outy, survey, there we go, than he used to be, which is cool. I think he's done a bit of a journey, and I admire him for that. And it takes so much to be, I think I'm going on the same tangent as last week, oh my gosh, I don't know where I am, who I am, what I'm doing. Yeah, it takes so much to put yourself out into the public world, and to take what that comes with. And I think Bear Grylls is a character that people either love or hate, and to be one of those people and to keep showing up is hard. So I also respect him for that as well. Also, is Ray Mears even still doing stuff? Like, I know he's got a school, but where is he? In the woods. Oh yeah, of course that makes sense. Isle of Mull. Oh, I'd love to go there. Given the choice of walking circular, longitude, or latitude, walk of the globe, which would you choose? Pole to pole, pole to pole to pole, or around? And which route would most? Oh, mate, that's the best question because I'm still reading this Alistair Humphreys thing. So, pole to pole to pole. Probably go around the world. Can I go around the world via the poles, please? Because, you know, you're doing it. So, and if I was going to go around, walk around the world, I mean, there's a lot to that, but I would want to see as much as I possibly could. And could I cycle it? Because it's a little bit quicker. So, yeah. But I mean, I just every single day I'm dreaming about Antarctica and rowing across the Atlantic. As I mentioned so many times, they're my big things, and I just can't let them go. I've had this dream since being a kid, and don't get me wrong, I still kind of am a kid, but like, man, like, because I go on my rowing machine every single morning. It's just part of my morning routine, just for half an hour, 10K or whatever, sometimes a little bit longer. But I'm just there like rowing across the Atlantic. Oh, look at that whale! Like, not literally, but I try to imagine what it'd be like to be in a storm out there on your own in the middle of the ocean, like hundreds of miles from land, and no rescue, and what you do if you capsize, and just like, I mean, one can never know what our emotional reaction would be, but it's just, yeah, I live in my imagination quite a lot. So, oh, cool that you like more photos. So that's good. Abbie, the gentle Viking. Oh, mate, is that my like trail name? I am the gentle Viking. That's funny. I don't know if you can hear Penny. Sorry, this thing keeps jumping, hence why I'm. Narnia counts. Yes. Narnia is the best. Now the question is, which Narnia film is the best film? I love the first one because it's like proper warrior. You've got to love a good battle scene. Narnia, yeah. And so I'd go to Narnia, number 1. Narnia 2, Prince Caspian. That's a good film too. Although it's a bit darker, I think. Narnia. Let's go. Who's on board for Narnia? If one of you guys invent time travel, it doesn't exist. Never mind. As you become more popular / famous, are you worried about how it might change you? Not really, but I'm worried about how it impacts me. I find it very, very hard sometimes, especially with the negative stuff, the messages I might get from people or the comments, the things that are personal and the things that are rude. I believe there's just no time or place for rudeness ever. And the judgment that comes from people as well is quite hard to take sometimes. But yesterday I had a few comments that just really got me so annoyed, to do with my friend passing away, and I don't really get the chance to read. I read all the comments, but I don't get to reply to them anymore very often, because if I did, then you'd have no films, unfortunately. But yeah, people were making some comments about Chalky, who passed away, and about the whole lockdown thing, and I was just out for a little walk in the afternoon, and I was thinking about, just had in my head, hold space, show grace. Yeah, it's really hard because if you think, like, I try to think, if I was that person, if I had that person's upbringing, that person's interactions, that person's journey, then perhaps I would have that person's opinion and view. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't make it ever right to be rude and disrespectful and judgmental of somebody, but maybe they're hurting, and that's their way of channeling it. And I don't think that's great, and I'm not going to take it, but I do try to hold space and show grace to people. And when I feel angry or upset, I attempt to channel that. Doesn't always go very successfully. But YouTube for me is probably my most vulnerable space, actually, because Facebook and Instagram and stuff, I don't get notifications on my phone. I have to like log in or load it up to check it. So I'm somewhat like ready. But with YouTube, it's like I might go on YouTube because it's my personal account or whatever, and just like try and listen to some music like this morning, and then one pops up and I'm like, oh man, I was not prepared for that. Like, there's no wall. And I do find that quite hard. But it's okay. I'm doing a journey with it, and I feel like I've actually got some really good people speaking into my life about that. Again, people like Brené Brown, she talks a lot about being in the arena, and I don't know if you guys saw, but a couple of weeks ago, someone jumped on here and was posting some pretty negative stuff towards the end. And I was just trying to shut down the session, but I kind of regret not jumping on it there and then, because I'm not afraid to show up and face off people, especially when they're behind some kind of mask or, you know, invisibility shield, because they don't have their proper name on there or whatever. Like, I'm not bothered. Like, if they're not in the arena with me, like I talked about before, then they're just not worth the time or attention, you know. But I don't hate on people. I'm not like that. Occasionally I might just get frustrated, but it's just a very interesting journey. Let's just put it like that. But you know, one of my favorite things about this is meeting people out and about. Like when I'm out hiking, don't get me wrong, sometimes I might be out hiking because I'm feeling pretty rubbish, but it's always nice to bump into people who are like, oh, hey, you're Abbie. And I love that. I love that. Especially my friends, when they have a Stay Wild t-shirt on. So yes, that's fun. Okay, deal. Let's go learn some star constellations. I'm totally up for that. Did you like Lundy Island? Lundy Island is cool. It's really fun getting the boat across from Ilfracombe. Got there in the end. It's like I have a holy hand. Can you see that? It makes a change. Yeah, Lundy Island is great. I really recommend going to Lundy Island. Getting the boat across from Ilfracombe is so much fun. Occasionally you get dolphins there as well. It's all good stuff. Carl, yes, you have been getting the Mars in for me. Thank you so much. And I'm not going to lie, mate, I've been totally inspired by your pictures, hence why I want to take more pictures. So thank you for being part of the tribe, Carl. You're a legend. Environmental science. Ooh, that's fun. In BSc, where are you going to do that? Is that with Open Uni? Do you like full moon walks? I do like going out at night. Nighttime navigation is genuinely pretty fun. It's kind of better doing it with someone else, I tend to find. My favorite is when it's snowed and you're out on the moon, walking on the moon, out and about on a full moon in the mountains. That's pretty amazing. I'll never forget the first time I experienced that was February 2015 when I did my mountain leader training. It was supposed to be summer conditions, but it really wasn't. It was February. We were up in the Lake District and we camped near the top of Bow Fell and near the Three Tarns, and it snowed quite heavily. And then I come out of my tent because we were going to do our night nav, and we were walking around in the full moon, didn't need our lights, and it was amazing. And it was so beautiful. And then I fell in a bog. So yeah, that's that. Don't recommend that. But yeah, that was fun. All right, let's see what else. Oh, hang on. Southwest Coast Trail from Weymouth Pool, immediately followed by West Island Way. Well, the only thing I'd say is Southwest Coastal Path is here and the West Island Way is up here. Like, you need to get in between. I'm presuming you might drive or something. But, yeah. All right, let's have a look. Oh, I'm loving all the yellow hearts. Yellow hearts. Dude, it's good. Ramirez is now a Foul Raven ambassador. That's interesting. Do you have a favorite childhood book? Oh boy, there's a question that I've been talking about recently. Yes, I do. I'm just going to tell you the book and nothing else. The book series, my friends, if you ever fancy getting your kids stuck into something that changed my life as a kid, is actually I have a few now. Okay, let's just go with one. The Red Wall series. I think about this a lot. Yeah, so it's by by Brian Jacks, who died in 2012. But yeah, the Red Wall series played a huge part in my childhood. It's sort of like animals. It's kind of like Narnia, except they're animals. Yeah, it's a lot like Narnia, actually. But yeah, it's cool. So definitely check that out. You said you fancied canoeing the Great Glen Way. Are you still considering it? How are your canoeing skills? Well, I can stay in a canoe when it's on the water. So yeah, I mean, sorted, surely. What more is there to canoeing? No, I'd still like to do that, definitely. I think that'd be really fun. I think it would be quite cool, actually, to give my lower body a break and give my upper body something to do. And it's a different way of seeing the world. When you find that your mindset is a bad place, do you have a routine to get out of it, i.e. meditation? Yeah, so I do my morning walk every single day without fail, completely robotic. Within 10 minutes of waking up, I'm out the door and I'm walking, usually with a coffee in my hand and occasionally with some nuts that I probably shouldn't be eating. Yeah, so that really, really helps me. Along the morning walk, I do a Calm meditation. So I use the Calm app, CALM. I'm not an ambassador for them. Wish I was, but there we go. It's just 10 minutes, little thing. using the daily calm, talking about, I mean, today was actually about depression, which was really interesting. But, you know, it'd be about worry, or it'd be about creativity, or it'd be about literally anything. But it's super cool just to have that sort of feeding in as I'm walking. So I'm not even like sitting down meditating. I'm just walking and listening to it, just doing some breathing. And then I do a little sort of training session, whether that's like a row or a spin or some weights or whatever it is, just for half an hour to 2 hours. Actually, it varies. And then try and crack on with the day. But that's my routine every single day that I'm here, and without fail. And that just, if that's all I do in a day, that's all I do in a day. And that's good by me. So yeah, Prince Caspian. Interesting. What do you do? Would you do the Anglesey Coastal Path and/or the Wales Coastal Path, Pembroke Coastal Path? Yeah, I'd like to do that. That'd be cool. That didn't sound enthusiastic. Yes, I'd like to do that. That would be super cool. I would love to do that. Yes, I would. Just go into the wardrobe to Narnia. Yeah, but where is that house? Where is that house with the wardrobe? Can someone tell me? And then I can go. Sorry, I'm reading. Obviously, like, the internet hasn't frozen. I'm just really interested. How about Middle Earth? Oh, Middle Earth, like the Hobbit Middle Earth. Is that the Hobbit? Middle Earth? Surely it's the Hobbit. Surely I know this. Come on. It seems a bit dark there. Narnia's a little bit more my cup of tea. And plus there's Aslan, you know? Oh, Aslan. Oh man, don't. I'm not gonna cry over Aslan. That's ridiculous. I'm crying over Aslan. Nothing. The joy of the hat. Right. Whew. Oh, you guys are encouraging me, and this is great. That's gonna make me cry as well. I'm not gonna cry. I refuse to cry. Let out emotion. I keep losing my place. Shirts will be coming back for sale. Yes, they will be. Don't you worry. As soon as the supplier is open and my friend is able to print them, because we're not in lockdown, then yes, they will be available to buy. You guys are fun. Sorry, I'm just, as I say, I'm reading. A lot of encouragement, which is rice. Charm on the necklace. Yeah, it's not a charm. It's just a failed blacksmithing attempt. I told that story in a different one. Have you read Chimp Paradox? No, I haven't. Chimp Paradox. I'll copy and paste that because I want to remember that. If I can open a new tab. Oh, I can't. Wheel of Death, surprising. Whilst it's freezing on me. Oh, you guys are all encouraging Chimp Paradox. That's fun. Oh, I have a new tab now. Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry this is exceptionally bitty today. I'm doing my best. Nearly there. Very nearly there. Okay, where I've made it to the bottom. Do you have a favorite castle, abbey, estate walk? Oh, that's a good question. Did I miss one? No, I didn't. Do I have a favorite castle, abbey, estate walk? Right now, any walk is good. But I enjoy going to Stourhead. I tend to go there when I feel a bit rubbish, actually. Just have a wander around there. It's a nice place. I like Corfe Castle. That's a cool castle. I like Richmond Castle. That's a cool castle. I love castles, actually. Castles are great. What's that one in Yorkshire? Begins with W, doesn't it? West? No. There's one in Yorkshire that we went to a lot as a kid, and I want to go back there because that felt really big. But then again, I was really little, so yeah, I don't know. I'd like to go there. Okay, as quarantine continues, what things have you been doing in the day-to-day? Any tips? I've just been working pretty much like normal, just editing, trying to do little walks, playing the hang drum, probably more than I probably should. Reading is good. My tips are just to stay clued into how you're really feeling. I think it's important we don't deny how we're feeling. To give ourselves space from media, because media can be very overwhelming and oppressive. To look after ourselves in the basic sense of meeting our needs, staying hydrated, sleeping well, eating well, getting outside, connecting with people as best as we can. But I think as well, like if you feel you just need to switch off, then switch off, because I think a lot of people are feeling now, sort of 6-7 weeks in, very sort of like overwhelmed by like the number of hours they're spending on a screen communicating with people. So just really talk to yourself and check in with what you really need, what could help you during this time, and put your energy into something. And as well, if you are finding yourself feeling low, I think one of the best antidotes for feeling low or sort of stuck in a negative cycle in our head is to give outwards. So to get involved with something, or to show up for somebody, and that can sort of just really help give you a bit of purpose during this time, especially if you find you've not really got a lot going on. So that's just some thoughts there, I guess. But as well, like I think getting some kind of routine, I think it's very easy to just be like, oh, I'm just going to stay in my pajamas all day and just, I'll work in bed or whatever. But actually, like, look after yourself, be disciplined with yourself. Be like, this is a day as valuable as any other, and show up for it. So set that intention and do your best to stick with it. So just the simple act of getting dressed in the morning, or the simple act of doing your teeth in the morning, it's just like that self-care, and it's being like, right, this is the time where I'm going to commit to today. I'm going to commit today, doing my best today, whatever that looks like. Even if that is just literally sitting on the sofa watching hiking videos all day, that's absolutely fine. But just be aware of what you're doing. Try not to slip into a mindless state. And I think that could potentially really help just give you that sort of connection with the days, as opposed to just letting it drift on by. And as well, find what is motivating you to get through this time. Like, what are you looking forward to afterwards? Is it a particular trail that you could be planning right now? Could you be talking to people about that trail? Like, don't be afraid to dream. And I know it can be really hard. For example, like when I think about the Lake District, I do very much feel overwhelmed, like with sort of sadness that I'm not there. But at the same time, the Lake District is still there, and post-lockdown it'll still be there, and I can get there eventually, even once all the people have gone. And it's not. I think in a way it's kind of cool. Probably the wrong phrase, but like we're so used to just clicking something and it comes straight away, or wanting something and we get it straight away. And right now we can't get the hills like we want the hills. So like I was talking about earlier, it's just sort of changing that perspective and thinking about what we can control and what we can put our energy and focus into. And to, not be afraid to dream and plan and prepare, so that once lockdown is over, we can jump onto those things, and just hopefully with a renewed sense of gratitude and humility for the beautiful wild spaces that we have around us. Are there any of Wainwright's walks you haven't done? I'm not sure about that. I'll check that out. Do you do guided walks? Yes, I do. I have some for the end of May and June. Whether or not they happen, I'm not entirely sure right now. So watch this space. I actually need to email people. That's another job I need to do. Wentworth. No, that's not the one. What's the highest altitude you've walked? Kilimanjaro. I think Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro is lower than Tobacco, which is the highest mountain in Morocco. The Atlas Mountains. So yeah, Kilimanjaro. And if you have not seen my Kilimanjaro Reflections film, you definitely need to watch that, because it's got the Kilimanjaro songs in it, and everybody loves the Kilimanjaro songs. Best song in the world. So skidoosh. Sorry, scrolling. How long have I got? 10 minutes. What? Do you know somewhere I would like to go? I'd quite like to go to the Orkney Islands. I'd like to go to Skara Brae. I'd like to do the Scottish Islands. Did anyone see that thing? I think it was Alistair Humphreys. He took his bike. He had like a collapsible bike, him and his mate, and they took some inflatable rafts and basically cycled between all of the Scottish Islands. And then, well, they didn't cycle between them. They cycled the Scottish Islands and then boated on their little boat things between the Scottish Islands. And it's such a cool little video. I think it's only like 10 minutes, but it really was like, that's cool. I like Alistair Humphreys because he's all about the micro adventures and just like everyday adventures. And I love that attitude. And I think every day can be an adventure, even if I'm just sat here looking at this plant, it's still an adventure to some degree. Adventure is an attitude. So yeah, interesting. Right. Was that you playing the hang drum in your video? It was me. Do you record your music and use it? Not until the other day. Yeah, I just recorded it on my camera, which I wasn't hugely impressed with. But then again, if you look at hang drum music, most of it says put earphones in because it's like better quality sound, and I did find that. How many backpacks do you have? Does that include the ones in this building or in other people's buildings? Because in that case, if I work out all the backpacks I have that are not necessarily being used by me but other people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 backpacks. It's a lot of backpacks. 2 of them I use nearly every day, not at the same time. One of them will be used for bigger expeditions, and one of them I'm trialing because I've been provided it to trial, and one of them is being used by somebody else. Probably not right now. There you go, backpacks. Don't ask about tents though. That's embarrassing. Do you still do talks at schools? Yes, I would still do talks at schools. What age range do you target? Basically any range. I think anyone who can walk. And if they can't walk, then hey, let's start them early, you know? Can you play the hang drum, please? I can, but it's upstairs. If you want me to go get it, then fine. Oh, that's cool. Studying every day. Give yourself a target to complete something. That's really cool, man. Good job. Good job. It's really hard to be disciplined with ourselves, don't you think? Human nature is so... It's hard to be a human at times. Like, especially with the whole... I mean, we've talked about the... Oh, what's the phrase? I'm just going to go negative mindset. You know, our... almost... Come on, words. You can do it. How we often get caught up in negative cycles and we're drawn to negative things because it's very primitive for like survival, you know, trying to find out where the weak links are so we can stay on top of those things. That's really hard. And as well, how much willpower fluctuates. Like, it's such a common phrase to say, oh, I have no willpower. But the reality is everybody's willpower fluctuates moment by moment. So that's why I think, again, we've covered a lot of ground in these rambly conversations, but we've talked before about the foundation from which you're working with. What is your true intention? What's your true heart behind something? You know, and trying to have a sort of intrinsic motivations to something within you that's driving you forwards rather than something externally. So it's like for somebody else. That can be... It's just really hard. Like, you just focusing on that foundation is super, super important, and trying to find some kind of discipline with yourself. Discipline's not necessarily the best word, but at the same time it is, because if it's out of self-love and self-compassion, I mean, it can be pretty game-changing because essentially you're committing to yourself. And how often do we do that? How often do we wake up and commit to ourselves, commit to living well? Not very often. It's very easy just to dwell in our emotions and just to let life wash over us. But sometimes I think there is a time and place for stepping up and standing up for ourselves, even if we're the only ones who do that. Just got here. Hey, Fleming. Where's Bobby? I don't know. Let's have a look. I want to whistle back and smile. Bobby! Yeah, boy. Oh. He's right here. Notice how I didn't call him chicken? Here's a chicken. Oh, he's looking so whited out. Let's move over here, shall we? Chicken! he's hungry because he wants his din-dins. Are you a bit hungry? Do you want your din-dins, do you? Yeah. Do you want them? Oh, chicken. Little chicken. Oh, he's got a lot to say. What campsite do you use when you're in the Lake District? I use Castle Rick. Have you ever walked the Devonshire Heartland Way? No, I have not. Do you video your guided walks and post them? I do not currently. What campsites do you use when you're in the Lake District? Oh, you asked that, sorry. Oh yeah, you should have been closing tobacco next week. It's very sad. It is sad. This is all sad, but we're doing well. All right, I'm going to start thinking about wrapping this up in a minute, but Bobby's here now, so there you go. Say hi. No, he doesn't want to say hi. What are your plans when lockdown's over? To jump back on my life as much as possible, on my itinerary. How many tents? Oh, you had to ask that question, didn't you? All right. How many tents have I got? 1, 2, 3. I've got a giveaway of a tent very soon, so watch this space. Again, Patreons, you're in on the prize draw. Skidoosh. So that one won't be mine for much longer. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tents. One of which I bought, and the rest have been supplied. And I use them all pretty much every year, actually. So it's not bad, is it? Apart from the one that I'm going to give away because it's brand new. So watch this space. What is your absolute couldn't live without, even if you could only choose one piece of kit? Can it be a non-essential piece of kit? I couldn't live without my camera. Like, I love having the camera to film things. I like my sleeping bag, except the strings broke around it, so I kind of half suffocated myself recently. I'm not very good at answering one piece of kit, am I? My hat. There you go. Woo! And I like my trousers, my Montane Terra pants. They're really good. I wear them a lot. So, yeah, they're good trousers for me. Do you fancy presenting on TV? I'd give it a go. I mean, look at how well live stuff goes. Can you imagine me on live news? Good morning and welcome to Abbie News. Today we're going to be covering the positive things about the world. Today we're talking about the goodness of mankind. And any negativity? No time for negativity on today's Abbie News. No. Let's do it. I'm dropping down because I can't see because of the sunshine. Come on, so inconsiderate. Oh, your dogs are looking around. Oh, I love how your dogs got up. That makes me so happy. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to start to wrap this up because apparently I've been here for 56 minutes and that's with me running late as well. Oh, man, it's gone past 5 o'clock. I'm late for... What am I late for? I don't know. I'm late for something. I'm late for 5 o'clock. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for bearing with me. I quite like that I can come on this in pretty much any state. Not going to lie. I'm not having the easiest day today. But we're getting through it. And it's super nice how we can just spend this time together. I know it's not a huge number of us, but I really like that. And I'm going to do my best to keep these going for as long as lockdown is happening. I do question whether I should give them a little bit of a break. But then when I come on here and see how many of you guys just keep showing up week after week, it's so encouraging for me. And I love that you can see Bobby's ears. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Spend More Time in the Wild, even just by showing up, because it makes such a huge difference. And I'll look forward to speaking to you next week. Hopefully, the situation might be a little bit different with lockdown. We'll see. In the meantime, don't forget to keep logging your miles for 1,000,000 miles. Funny that. Don't forget to look after yourself. Don't forget to keep connecting with people in the Wild Tribe. And of course, if you want to take your support a little bit further with Spend More Time in the Wild, then please do feel free to check out our Patreon community and drop me a message if there's anything you want to talk about. All right, guys, that's me signing off. See you same time next week. Get your friends and family involved. Bobby says bye as well.
And I do.
Bye. And we'll speak soon. All right, bye.
Bye. That was good.